So, about the Epstein files and the Trump administration and all the craziness that's going on in the United States, I'd like to offer a perspective on the astrology of it. Now, keep in mind that we are approaching the Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees of Aries. And the 0 degree point is very important because it's a fresh, clean slate. It's a totally new start. It signals something completely new coming to life. And the Saturn and Neptune conjunction is a very infrequent event, but it's also a huge collective event because both of them are outer planets. So it signals things that affect everyone. And that tells me that we're approaching an event that is in the middle of taking place already, but there's more to come. That's going to happen like in the February, March time, let's say. And it's a big event. It's something really new. And the stuff with the US government is not the only thing, but that's what I'm focusing on for this video. And you know, Saturn is the government or the law. And Neptune has to do with deception or something that is unclear, or something that is muddled, or something that is being lied about. And you can see that in the entire attitude that this administration has of basically disrespecting the law. And the Epstein files is just the emblem of it, because obviously there's so much more going on. And you can see that in the fact that, for instance, the Epstein files were required to be released, but then what was given was, first of all, incomplete, and second of all, redacted. And so there's a great sense that we're being misled, or there's some kind of conspiracy going on at the highest levels, which, by the way, we've all known since the beginning of time. But now it's kind of like the peak of it is happening. And so you can feel that because the Saturn-Neptune conjunction has been ongoing for the previous year, I would even say 2 or 3 years, as long as Saturn's been in Pisces. So what's happening now is not an overnight event. It's something that has been building for a while, and it's currently reaching its absolute crescendo. And the other part that is very important for me is about the nodes. The North Node is in Pisces, the South Node is in Virgo. And Virgo, of course, is represented by the Virgin, which is a young and innocent girl. And you can see that all of this stuff that is coming undone is because of what happened to young women. Never mind what's been happening with young women for the entirety of our human history. Whereas Pisces has to do with trafficking, because Pisces is things that happen behind closed doors, things that we don't know about, things that are moving around and overseas and being shipped, and that's just one element of Pisces. It's not obviously the full picture, but just to make the point we're talking about here. And in my opinion, even though it seems like things are horrible now, and maybe they'll go on that way, obviously I can't promise or say for sure, I'm just giving my perspective. I do think that we're approaching an event that's going to be massive. And I do think something will happen to this administration that's very shaky. And there's other reasons for that I'll explain now. You know that first of all, Neptune represents something dissolving. And if Saturn is the government, then you can see that perhaps the government will dissolve. There will be something taking place that completely throws it into chaos. Never mind that it's already basically there. The other thing, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus, which are all the outer planets with the exception of Pluto and Jupiter, will officially transition into a new sign in 2026. And you have to keep in mind that Uranus has been in Taurus for 7 years or 8. Neptune has been in Pisces for 13 or 14 years. Saturn has been in Pisces for the past 3 years. So when these large planets all move simultaneously into a new sign, there's a huge transition taking place that has to be expressed on Earth with monumental changes happening to the infrastructure that we experience altogether. So, in my opinion, something is going to happen, and I think it's going to happen in February or March, maybe March especially, because that's when we're going to have the eclipses. The North Node and South Node, although they generate events by themselves, the time when they're most active is during eclipse season, because that is what the nodes represent. They're the meeting point of the path of the sun and the moon. Therefore, I think eclipse season 2026 is going to bring the events that we're all waiting for. I can't promise. Maybe I'm wrong. Obviously, we're going to find out all together. So let's see what happens.